Okay, my first question for the Edves team. Actually, before I go to the question, I'll congratulate them for this second program. Please give a round of applause for Edves team. Now, Edves came to our school and they have been working with our school. The good thing about them is that they help you tailor their products to suit your school environment. Now, we had issues that we're trying to migrate from one platform to another, but they were there to support all through, even training, retraining. You tell them, I don't like this template, we have a template for our school, and they help you solve that problem. So I give it up for them, which is not possible if you're trying to get a product from overseas. They will not customize for your school. But Edves has been able to do that to support every school they are engaging in. Thank you. My first question. Now there's a problem, Mr. Dayo, there's a problem.
Okay.
And the problem is teachers are getting to download. We have download teachers. We are not uploading anything. How many teachers here upload things for other schools or other educators to use? Let me see your hand. Okay. You see, less than 1% of educators here upload. Now, we're in the era of creators and we create things. And my own mindset is every teacher can create and personalize their content for their students.
Sure.
Now, if you are going to create something, it means you have to know your environment. If you go to YouTube and download a video for your class, are you sure it's suitable for that environment? Now you're talking about localized content to teach that particular class, and you don't have the resources or you don't know what to do to get that. Then you download and you find that it doesn't suit the way you want to teach that particular topic. So the essence of creating your own content is for you to personalize your content. Now the problem is, how can Edves help teachers do that?
Okay, so you're talking about content creation.
Yes.
Okay, I know yourself, I know Ugochi, I know Ifi. I know there are quite a number of tools that you use to you train other educators on to create their to create their content. So where Edves is coming in is actually the delivery of this content. So on Edves, we have an e-learning aspect of it, where we're making provisions for teachers to be able to upload the videos that they have created. So now, on Edves, we have a student portal. The student portal is accessible on the web, is accessible on the mobile app. So it means that if an educator creates a video, there needs to be a medium for that video to be delivered to the student. So an educator can create a video, upload it, and in fact, Edves also has provisions for students to do their assignments online. So it means that a teacher can create a video, ask the students to watch these videos and answer the following questions as an assignment. So Edves helps to, in terms of delivery of the content in this
Great.
Yes.
I think that problem is solved. Are we on point? Is that problem solved? Good. The second problem, because I'll be bringing out common problems or challenges we face in schools, and we'll see how Edves can come into play. Now, the second one there, parents are very busy. They are so busy they don't even have time for their children. They don't have time for your students in your class. So the job is left for the teachers to settle down and help the children settle in school. Now, how can a busy parent monitor what is going on in school with their children?
Okay, so I know that schools, there's what we call a daily report. Some schools call it a communication book. And funnily enough, I think earlier last year, I was with my cousin, and early in the morning, the daughter said, "Daddy, you have not signed my communication book." And he was like, okay, bring it, let me see what is there. And he just quickly signed. So, when I talk to schools, I make schools understand the fact that parents, they care about their children. Not that they don't care about it, but the means we're communicating with them will determine how fast and how well they can respond. And that's why on the Edves platform, we have a communication book aspect of it, where you can send daily reports, weekly reports, monthly reports. It just depends. And like our clients here know, is what we do is that we customize Edves per school. So if you have a particular communication book template or a daily reporting template, we can integrate it on the platform for you. That way, if something happens in the school this morning and you need parents to be aware of it, when you punch it into the system, it sends an email to them, it sends a push notification to the app. That way they're able to look at what you are saying about their child and they can respond almost immediately. But you know, in a situation whereby they have to get the paper communication book, that will only be when they get back from work and they might be tired. Also, we make provisions for parents to check, to follow up on academic performance of their children. You want to check your first year results, you want to check your test results, you want to check your assignment results. All that is made possible for parents. So one of our core is to ensure, and this is the parent portal we're looking at right there. One of our core is to ensure that parents can monitor their children wherever they are in the world.
Great. I think that problem is solved with Edves. Now, there's a problem of parents knowing how their children are performing in school. Now, we only have these numeric grades, 30 over 100, 40 over 100. Are there alternatives in Edves that can help with that?
Yes, I know quite a number of schools that make use of the British curriculum, and some of them have their format communicating with parents. And in fact, sometimes we get to some schools and you don't find anywhere where first CA is 20, second CA is 10. They have we call it sub-subjects, maybe English. They have different streams for English where they want to pass across a message to the parents in terms of spoken English. This is the strength of this child. In terms of written English, and on and on. So like I mentioned the other time, what we do is we customize. It's not like let me not call the name of any software, but we don't just bring Edves to you and you start using it just the way it is. What we do is we get your reporting templates. So no matter what kind of reporting templates the school wants to use to communicate with their students, what we do is to customize the platform to be able to give that to them. So a school that doesn't use first year, second year, we do that. Some schools use a combination of academic performance and they type in some other remarks. Some they need to tick and all that has been taken care of.
Great, I love that. Actually, I've seen how it works in Edves, where you write a personalized report for each child. So you don't use this general report, very good, excellent, or you have to get to the core of telling the parents this is how your child is performing in words, not just in numeric forms. Now, there's a parent that is so busy. He works in the Lagos Island, and he lives in the mainland, and he's trying to pay school fees.
Okay.
Now he has the problem of going to the bank to stand on the teller and all that. And the school is not actually equipped to even receive bank payment directly. And even if they are equipped, they find it difficult to reconcile the teller and all that. Okay. Now, can Edves solve that problem?
Okay, so we have also seen that problem, and what we have done recently is to make 3 different platforms available for parents to pay fees. Now, you agree with me that even in this age and time, it's not every parent or everybody that is still very, very comfortable with card payments online. So you find out that some people don't even have an ATM card. They prefer to go to the counter, deposit their money or withdraw their money so they can say, Jude, you gave me 50,000 instead of 55,000. So what we've done is we're in partnership with InterSwitch, and what we've done is we've integrated what is called Pay Direct. in such a way that even if a parent decides that he doesn't want to do anything online, if they walk into any bank, when the school, the portal has provisions for schools to generate bills. So we're trying, if you look at our slogan, it says automating school processes. We're trying to ensure that schools do less of paperwork. So instead of printing bills and putting it in result sheets, what we've done is that schools can generate a bill and send to the parents. The good news is that this bill goes as a URL, as an SMS and as an email. So if the parents receive it, they can tap on the link and it opens up on their browser. It shows them every amount they are meant to pay. So they can pay online directly from there. If they are paying online, they have two provisions. They can pay doing an online transfer right from the Edves platform. So if they do an online transfer right from the Edves platform, the money hits the account of the school, the parent is debited, and if e-receipt is sent to the parent. If they also choose to pay with their card, the same thing happens, just like we pay for airline tickets and when we're shopping online. Now, for those who don't have that level of confidence in banking online, if they go to the bank, there's a code that will be sent to them alongside the bill. So if they pay using that code at the counter, they don't need to go back to the school to present a teller again. The same payment will automatically reflect on the portal. So it means that all the accountants will need to do is just to reconcile, generate reminders for those who are defaulting and so on and so forth. So Edves takes care of that as well.
Your platform can generate reminders for people.
Yes, it has provisions to tell you those who are defaulting and the exact amount that they are owing. Wow. But we didn't make it automatic for it to just send. So the accountant has to be the one to initiate it. And the reason is just because sometimes it might not be everybody you want the system to send a reminder for. So you just need to tick and tick those you want to send a reminder to. You click on send, it composes an SMS, quotes the name of the parents, quotes the amount they are owing, and they receive it on their email.
I love that. School owners, you're listening, you can actually get reminders for those owing their specific amount, and every other details can be sent personalized to the parents. I like that in Edves. Now, is it possible for Edves to handle payroll too?
Wow, good. So I think just this weekend we completed the payroll aspect of the system. We did not have payroll before now, but what we do part-time is we listen to our clients, we see what they're requesting for, we prioritize, and we make it available for them. So just this weekend, we completed the payroll module. Wow. And what we're trying to do is to ensure that anything that has to do with payments is well taken care of. So before now, we had just the income and the expenses. Now we have added payroll and inventory, so that at the end of the day, when you need to generate a payment report, it's able to tell you every expenses that has been made in the school and every income that has been made in the school. So as a school owner, the school owner does not need to even ask the accountant before they can get some of this information. You can log into the system all by yourself, generate an expenses report of how much was expended in the month of September, for instance, or view the payroll that the accountant has prepared for the month, and like that.
Wow. Will I say Edves is taking the job of accountants? Will I say that? Or they are reducing the stress in accounting?
We're actually reducing the stress.
Okay, you're not taking their jobs?
Not at all.
Okay. There's a problem with teachers preparing lesson plans.
Okay.
Now, a teacher that has to prepare a lesson plan needs content.
Okay. Now,
and sometimes it's difficult for teachers to get good websites that can actually give them relevant content. I heard the Meiji talking about it, that Edves can do abracadabra
for the lesson
and give you all the content from the whole world. How possible is that with Edves?
Okay.
Enlighten us.
Okay, so what we have done is to integrate an algorithm. Now, we understand the fact that teachers are meant to submit lesson plans, I think, every week.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, and depending on the school, okay? And with our interaction with schools, with teachers, we found out that that's actually one of the tedious tasks you have to do every week. You have to prepare the lesson plan, you have to submit it to your supervisor. And what we have done is to put in place an algorithm like Dimitri mentioned the other time when Mrs. Posh asked the question. So what happens is that, and the demo is ongoing on the screen. So what happens is that when you choose your class, you type in your topic and your curriculum, the algorithm goes online and it fetches related topic in line with the curriculum and the class of the student. You can see. So it gives you text, it gives you images, it gives you videos. So it helps the teachers to be able to prepare a rich lesson plan in terms of content. So and that's what we've made available for teachers. And in fact, like myself and you, I think we've discussed about this sometimes back. And I know some other schools have mentioned it. So if teachers also want to attach a video to their lesson plan, that can also be made available for them. So their supervisor from wherever he or she is in the world can view the lesson plan that they have submitted.
Wow.
And approve or disapprove or give a comment on the lesson plan.
Wow, on the same platform?
Yes.
Wow. Now we have some special schools, like some of my schools, like global schools, they are very international.
Yes.
We don't do with local things.
Okay.
Now, my school, we created these templates and we find it difficult to use the normal
conventional lesson plans. Okay.
Now, how can Edves help in that?
So basically, like I mentioned the other time, I talked about customization. So things like your lesson plan, we know things that we know that are unique to each school. We customize such for them. So we make provisions for you, even as maybe the supervisor, to edit or create a template for your lesson plan on the platform all by yourself.
Like Microsoft Word.
You can see. It gives you an environment like Microsoft Word. So you can define what you want, how you want the lesson plan template to look like. You know, the hours, the duration, and other things like that. However, if it's complex, that you cannot do it by yourself on Microsoft Word. I remember a school sent us their template from Abuja last week and we customized it for them. So you can send us the template if it's too difficult for you to achieve by yourself, and we customize it for you. Because that aspect of the portal is unique to your school. So it's not as if you have to use the lesson plan that other schools are using, and other schools would not use your lesson plan.
Wow, wow. Great, great, great. Wow, clap for Edves, please. There's a problem too,
okay.
And the problem is parents that are living far from the schools of their children.
Okay.
They are finding it difficult to know what is happening in the school.
Okay.
During the day. Is it possible for a school to have like a daily report, or a report you send to parents, or parents to get to know what is happening by bedtime in after school, without getting to see any paper?
Yes. So I think I mentioned the aspect of the daily report or communication book, like it's been named in some schools. So we have that aspect of Edves, and the major channels we're making use of in terms of that is SMS and push notification.
Get SMS?
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
Sorry, email and push notification. However, the platform, we have a messaging group of modules where we have SMS, we have email, and we have the communication book. So it now depends on the content that the school wants to send out. If it's a daily report or a communication book, the template is available. In fact, what we've done is to go to the extent of the toddler classes, wow, the baby classes, where in most schools, parents want to know how many times did my child use the potty, did my child play very well in school today, and other things. So once the school gives us their templates for the communication book, we make it available. So the teachers will just tick, did the child use the potty today? Yes, no, 2 times, 3 times. Did he eat today? Yes. Did he pray with friend? Once they give us their template, they can send that using the communication book. If it's an information, if it's just like a message that is rich with content, they can use the email facility on the platform to send out emails to parents. And it's just a quick notification. The SMS module can be used as well. And what we've done is, under the communication book on the parent portal, every information that is sent out in respect to your child, you can see a list of everything under the communication book. So even if you miss out on an information, you can log in into the parent portal, either on your phone or on your laptop, and you can check the communication book aspect of it to see every bit of information that has been sent in respect to your child.
Wow. It means the Edves portal is gradually replacing the paper communication book.
Exactly.
And that's your goal.
Exactly.
Wow. So are we satisfied with that? Do we need paper communication book anymore? Okay, it means we have to force our parents to become digital literate.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I think we'll have a...
Mrs. Foster, we should invite the parents here to hear this. Yes, because a parent, a school owner in Port Harcourt mentioned this. I think we were in Sweaton's program, and she said parents are not receptive to technology. And we're having a session on that, and we have a very wonderful panel in terms of that, in terms of, but we are the parents. So what I think Edves, Mr. Jude, Ugochi, what I think you can do, and Ify, during your session is, let's balance it. So let's look at how we can help, we can encourage teachers to adopt technology, and let's see what we can tell to school owners and teachers, what they need to tell their parents in terms of them adopting technology. So let's try and balance it during your session so that they can take this information to parents. And if maybe what we'll do at the end of the day is maybe we can come up with a newsletter that we can share with everybody here, and you can pass this across to your parents as well.
Thank you, Mr. Meji.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Adayo. Now, we talked about, you've trashed most of the problems I'm having.
Okay.
On this one, we find it difficult. We're coming from a different platform and we are moving to Edves.
Okay.
And the thing in my mind is, how do I migrate all those data that students report everything from one platform to Edves?
Okay.
Because I don't want to think, I have my job as a teacher and I'm still migrating. There are security issues of data missing or data getting corrupted along the line. That's from getting students reports from a different platform to a more reliable platform like Edves. Now, what can Edves do about that?
Okay, so when I'm doing presentations, I always tell my audience that migrating to Edves is just three simple steps. And the first step is download your data from your existing platform. Whatever the name of the platform is, whoever built it, wherever part of the world is from, you would be able to download your data either in CSV or in Excel.
Wow. The formats?
Yes, the format.
Wow.
So once you download this data, either we work with you to format it into the structure. And when I mean structure, it's not anything technical. It's just like, okay, Excel has rows and columns.
Yes.
So maybe the first row is name, the second row is phone number. So it's just for us to make sure that what you are giving us, if it's on the 9th row before, we bring it to the second row. If it's on the 10th row before, we bring it to the 3rd row. So we format it, we upload it to Edves, and you're good to go. So for every school, once the students are registered on the platform and the educators in the school, they have an account on the platform, they are good to go. And Edves accepts data with Excel. So it means that once we can get the data in Excel, the next thing we need to do is to format it, we upload it, and you're good to go. So it's as simple as that.
Wow, I thought it was rocket science.
No, not at all.
Wow. I'd like to know, is Edves like that expensive? Because I think it's only meant for international schools. Local schools can't have Edves. I think, is it true?
Well, in fact, I always say,
because they want to know if they can afford it.
Yes.
All these goodies.
Like I always say that Edves is cheap. And I believe it's very cheap. I think I was talking to someone 2 weeks ago. On Edves, we have a package that is as low as 40,000 naira a term or 100,000 a session. This 40,000 or 100,000 has all the key things a small school can need. Let's put it that way. Or somebody that, let me not say a small school, even a big school can decide to use it. Someone that just wants to start can use it. We call it the starter pack. It manages your students' information, it manages your results. Your parents can pay online or to the bank or with card. You can process your results, you can send SMS, you can send email. Of course, you don't have communication book. Okay, but at least you can send SMS and email. Now, I tell people that if it's 40,000 a term, that is 10,000 naira a month, because our subscription is for 4 months. So you subscribe in September, you use it till December. So I'm so much confident that no school owner will stand up here and tell me that 10,000 naira a month for a solution that will be used by your parents, by your students, by your teachers is expensive. Because if we break it down, if you have 200 students in your school and we're charging you 40,000 a term, that's 200 naira a term. That is 50 naira a month. There's no student in your school, no matter how rickety, that will not spend 500 naira a month on other things. So it's quite expensive. We have other packages, 200,000, 300,000, 500,000. It just depends on what you want. And we have broken it down into several subscription options so that you choose what you need. So that we're not saying pay this. So it's just like a DSTV or a GoTV bouquet. So because of the channels you want to watch, that will determine the bouquet you go for. Of course, sometimes we subscribe to a particular bouquet maybe because of 3 or 4 channels. But the fact is that you can get a suitable subscription plan with us. And of course, after this session, we'll have an opportunity to visit the exhibition booths. You can interact more with my team.
Great. I think it's only international schools that pays in dollars that can afford Edves. Now, even government schools can actually also come into Edves.
Yes.
In Edves, is it possible to get student report in charts and in different visual formats?
Yes. So starting from, there are so many reports that teachers generate. The most familiar one, of course, is the end of the term report. But what we've done is that, of course, because we have been working with schools and we take feedback. I remember we met a school owner in Tosin 2 years ago, and she asked that she needed a certain graphical display in terms of performance, subject performance. Because on Edves you can actually generate a spreadsheet showing you the performance of students in a particular subject. So for instance, you are teaching ICT in your school, or you are teaching social studies, and you want to see how your students have performed in the first CA or at the end of the term. So you can generate a report from Edves, and it gives you a report that shows you the performance of your students, and it gives you a chart below it that will show you the grade distribution. WAEC will tell you that 70% had an A, 20% had a B, and on like that. So Edves is able to give you the same thing.
Without me using the Excel formulas?
Not at all, and it's not rigid, because you can generate a performance report for first CA only, or you can say for first and second CA, or for first CA, second CA, third CA, or project assignment and whatever, and it will generate it for you. And the same thing also applies when you are generating the end of term report or the end of session report. It does analysis for you, it tells you the highest score, the lowest score, the class average, and all those kind of things. So it's able to take care of that. And of course, even at that level, we also still take requests, because a school told us, Atlantic Hall, they told us last year we want this and this and this, and we made it available for them. So that's
in that same plan.
Yes,
no extra cost.
No extra cost.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Great. I think we'll be rounding up with this. Is it possible for a head teacher, supervisor, or a school supervisor and head teacher to know what teachers are doing on Edves and monitor students and teachers at the same time? Is it possible?
So technically, yes. Because what do you want to monitor?
For example, lesson plans. For example,
you can log in and preview performances of students based on subjects or based on communication book, daily reports, and other things like that. So it actually, the idea is to empower school owners and school heads to be able to monitor, to know what is happening in their school from their parent.
Great. I think we'll be rounding up with that. Schools, teachers, educators, parents, has Edves been able to solve 90% or even 100% of our problems. And what's responsible? Good. So I think Edves is the platform to go for school automation. Thank you so much.